sixth graders. Today I'm going to demo how to check your assignments in Google Classroom to see what you might be missing or what is incomplete. I'm actually going to sign in as Breland. I've added her to our Google Classroom so that you can see what it looks like from a student view. So when you sign in, you should see all your classes. Our math class should be one of them. And so if you click on our math class, this is what's going to pop up. And what you want to go to is classwork. So when you click on classwork, obviously it's going to bring up classwork. And you'll notice that it's in categories on this page. Remember, I'm doing this on a computer, so on your phone it's going to look a little different, but it's really important to know kind of where everything is. We have this week's assignments on the top, and then we have any answers, past assignments, so these are all assignments from last week, then we have just for fun. And what you'll notice is I've actually gone through and I've cleaned out a lot of the assignments that were optional from before vacation. Just like when it's time to clean out a binder or your locker, it's important for me to clean out our Google Classroom as well. So I'm not actually going to look at this week's assignments right now. I want to look at past assignments. And on this page, it's really hard to tell how things are going. All I see is the assignment, I see the due date, and that's really all that it tells me. So up at the top, I want you to find the button that says View Your Work. So this isn't just our classwork, it's actually your classwork specifically. So when you click on that button, this is magic. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need to do to stay on top of our own learning. So what you'll notice is all of this week's assignments say assigned. That means it was assigned to me, but it's not due yet. It's not overdue. I haven't turned it in, and I haven't got a score or a check mark. So these are all assigned. These are for this week. They're active. I can go to those anytime this week and get them done. What I want you to do is actually scroll down from that. And you'll notice that all the optional ones are below, and I've checked everybody off for those, so you don't have to worry about those. But right here in the middle is where I want everyone to look today. These are last week's assignments, Monday the 27th, then we've got the 28th, 29th, 30th, and May 1st. Those are last week's assignments. And what you'll notice off here to the side, you have icons. So if I go to Monday for Breland, I see a check mark. Check is good. It means she's done her assignment and it's been checked off the list. So if you see any check marks, those are good. Next, I go to Tuesday and I see a big red missing. So it's pretty obvious what has happened. I missed Tuesday's assignment. Now, I might have actually done Tuesday's assignment and forgot to turn it in. So I'll show you that in a second. But red missing, that's a big red flag. That means I have to go and do something to catch myself up. Next on Wednesday, you'll see that she's got a score. Breland got a 1 out of 1. It also told me that she did her work late, which is fine. Due dates right now are just recommendations. As long as you can get the work done when you have time, that's what matters. So I don't want you to worry about it being late. But if you see something with a score, if you're happy with your score, great. She got a 1 out of 1. That's awesome. Not all of you will see scores yet. I'm starting to score things this week, but I did want to show you on Breland's what a score would look like. Some days are going to be out of 1 point, and other days that are bigger math days are going to be out of 3 points. So if you go to your work and you see a score that you like, good to go. If you see a score that you don't like, so if I saw a 0 out of 1, that's not good enough for me. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to see what's going on. Okay, next we have Thursday. I've got a check mark. It says I've done it late. That's okay. It's still checked off the list. Check mark is a good thing. Friday says turned in. Now, if today was Friday and I just turned it in, of course Mrs. Tupons wouldn't have had time to look at it, right? But because this was last Friday, I'm assuming she would have checked me off her list by now. So because it still says turned in, I'm going to go to this and I'm going to see what's going on. And if I click on it, it's going to open the assignment for me. And I'll notice that there's a private comment to me just from Mrs. Tupons, and it says, I see you turn this in, but I don't see your 4 review answers. Any way you can send me your answers so I can check you off for today? Wow, Mrs. Tupons wrote me a note just to me to tell me what I was missing. And I'm going to click View Details, and that's going to open up my assignment for me. I can go back to Google Slides if I need to get my instructions. Over here on the right, it's got my work, but I have nothing attached. So I can maybe upload a screenshot of my work. I can take a photo of my work and put it there. I've turned it in. If I want to unsubmit it, I can click this unsubmit button, and that just brings it back and says, "Ooh, Mrs. Toupons, I'm sorry, I didn't have it done." Now, if you notice here, there's something called class comments. So if you want something for the whole class to see, type it here. If you want to just send me your answers, which is what I recommend, you're going to go over to the right underneath the private comment section. So I'm going to add my private comment, and Mrs. Toupons was asking for my 4 answers. So instead of uploading a file, maybe I want to type them in here, and I'm going to click send. Now, I've just written back to Mrs. Toupons in a way that only she can see. I'm going to now mark it as done. Okay. Now, if I go back to my list, so Math A, classwork, and view my work. Okay, I'm going to see that on Friday now, it's still turned in because I just clicked to be done with that assignment. I know that I'm going to have to wait a little bit, and when I check back later, hopefully I've gotten my check mark. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this missing assignment. I'm going to view the details there. I'm going to realize that I haven't done the assignment. I might view the slideshow, and I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I don't think I've done this. So over here on my work, because it was assigned to me, I'm going to open up my Google Slides and see if I answered them. And I'm going to notice I left these completely blank. Okay, so I'm going to click into these. 5 to the 4th means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. There's 4 of them. Okay, so I put in all my answers. For the second slide, I would go and drag my cards. So this card over here says 4 to the 3rd power. That would be 4 cubed. So I'm going to click and drag this here. I would finish this whole assignment. Okay, I can close out my assignment, and then I'm going to turn it in. So the button either says turn in or it says mark as done. They both mean the same thing. So I'm going to turn this in. Okay. I'm going to go back to math, go to my classwork, view my work, and now what I notice on my list, I don't have any more red missings. I still have 2 that say turned in. I'm going to check back maybe later tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. Hopefully those have turned into scores or check marks. Hopefully this is really going to help a lot of you stay on track with your work. I want to show you one other tool that could be helpful, especially if you have a lot of assignments on Google Classroom right now. On the top left, there's these 3 little lines, and this is going to open it up. It's going to bring you right back to your classes, and you probably have a lot more classes than Breland does. But it's got your calendar underneath. Next, you have something called to-do list. So I'm going to click on that. And what you'll notice is it actually brings up a list of everything that you need to do. And this would be for all your classes. So if you're noticing that this is really full with a lot of assignments, you can click on this all classes. Next to it, there's going to be an arrow, and you can just go to math if you want to look at math. You could just click on one of your other subjects if you want, or keep it all classes, whatever works for you. So I'm just going to go to math, and I have 5 things, and they're due on Friday. So they have due May 8th. I haven't done these yet, but I could click on one, and it could bring me right to that assignment, and I can figure out what I need to do. The other thing that you'll notice under your to-do list up at the top, it also says done. So this is another way for me to get back to old assignments to check whether they were turned in, whether they are missing. So this to-do list could be another helpful thing for you to stay on top of your learning. I hope that you learned something that's going to help you moving forward, and I hope that you can use these tips to stay on track as a learner. As always, reach out to me. You can email me or send me a message if you have any questions, but your job today is to look at your to-do list or look at your assignments and see if there's anything you need to catch up on from last week.